So I just got home not too long ago from seeing Marvel's Captain Marvel. And what the fuck happened? Couple things before we get started. Number one, first and foremost, there's tons of spoilers throughout this video, so if you haven't seen it yet and you want to see it and you don't want to be spoiled, get the hell out of here. Second thing is, there was a huge controversy surrounding this movie. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what that fucking controversy was, and nor do I really give a fuck, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm stating everything that I say in this video based off of the movie and the movie alone. I'll be judging this movie exactly on what I just saw, so whatever controversy, if you're thinking that's gonna be tied into my opinion, it's out. I got nothing on it because I don't even know what the hell it was in the first place. Last thing, honestly, I want to say that I didn't hate this movie. I did not hate it, but there was some fucking really questionable things done by Marvel in this movie. So let's jump right into it. First off, this is the most un-Marvel feeling movie that I've seen yet. It doesn't have that same magic. It doesn't have that same whatever it is. It doesn't have it. All those other Iron Man, Avengers, Captain America, any ones that I can think off the top of my head, the real, the newest ones, not some of those crappy ones that were made in the past. This one just doesn't feel like the others. It feels like an oddball. Marvel's always had this little weird thing with the humor in it, and sometimes it goes overboard, but most of the time it's pretty perfect, and there's, just some scenes as a, just a relief part where you can giggle and take away from the seriousness for a little bit. This had zero, and if it was any kind of comedy, it was 110% completely forced and just did not fit well. I'm all for a serious movie, but not when I go to see a Marvel movie. When I go to see a Marvel movie, I'm expecting to see some humor in it, and I do not want it to be completely overblown with humor like how fucking Spider-Man Homecoming was, but a nice little couple scenes in there to get a nice giggle out of me and some relief. This did not have it. None of it. And it was all 110% forced. And it really boils down to Captain Marvel's character. She's, I guess, trying to make a funny here and there, but if I didn't get it, no one else in the audience got it either. No one really laughed. There was just this kind of like very serious tone with this movie, and in her character personally, it was like, I think maybe she was trying to make a funny. I mean, she's just kind of very nonchalant, like she'll make references, I guess, that are like trying to like back talk and talk shit and what have you to the people that she's fighting, but they're just kind of like, that's not funny, like you're just, I don't know, like it just wasn't funny, like I don't know how else to put it. Any of the funny scenes in it had like Nick Fury in it, and Nick Fury, it's like, I swear to God, they just kind of made him like the fucking scapegoat for the comedy in this shit. But anyway, there's just so many things wrong with this movie that I have to fucking talk about. First and foremost, why can't we just base Captain Marvel off of the badass character that she is? Nope, we gotta throw in that girl power bullshit, right? Okay, so this is what it starts off with, and the message it's kind of conveying, and this is the way that I took it. Oh, girls are weak, boys are always picking on girls, they can't play baseball, they can't drive go-karts, they can't fucking go and do this, that, and the third. Well, I'm Captain Marvel now, I showed you, didn't I? That's what it fucking felt like. Oh, this whole little fucking female feminist propaganda bullshit that boys are always picking on girls, and us girls have to power up and take care of business and see how we become strong. That's what I feel like the message I was received as. And it's like, why did we have to go down that? You don't see any of the other female characters in the Marvel Universe playing that fucking bullshit. You've never seen any of the movies in the Marvel Universe with that type of fucking bullshit. You don't see fucking Scarlet Witch or fucking Natasha or whatever, nobody else, Black Widow, doing this like, I'm a girl and I beat you up. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Why couldn't we just base her off the character she is? I get it, it's trying to tie in some of the younger girls and girl empowerment, but it went way overboard with that shit in my opinion. I don't think it was way overboard 100%, but I do feel there was a lot of that type of shit in it, and it made me just roll my eyes over and over and over. One of the fucking final fight scenes, guess what song comes on? Guess what fucking song comes on? The fucking Gwen Stefani song, I'm just a girl. Get the fuck out of here with that fucking shit. That's what I'm talking about. It's just, oh, I'm a girl, I'm powerful, I'm girl, I am woman, hear me war. What is that? What is that? Why was that needed? Why couldn't we just base it off of her being a badass character? What's so wrong with that? There's another part in the movie I honestly didn't even know if I should bring it up here, but I'm gonna fucking talk about it. There is a scene where it shows how Nick Fury loses his eye, or he wears the eye patch. It is the fucking stupidest, random, weirdest fucking thing in the whole fucking universe. And I don't know why they decided to put it in this movie of all fucking ways of how he lost his eye. But it is fucking weird, random, and stupid. There's a fucking cat who's apparently an alien. I don't fucking get it. Where the fuck did the cat come from? I don't even understand the fucking reference. It's like eating bad guys. It's eating the Tesseract. And then all of a sudden, it's been cool with Samuel L. Jackson or fucking Nick Fury this whole time. He's been pugging it, petting it, kissing it, loving it. All of a sudden, the cat just gets mad and scratches his fucking eye out. No fucking big deal, and he's not even pissed off about it. He's just kind of okay with it. What the fuck was that? There's so many scenes in this movie that just don't feel like it has that Marvel magic. And Captain Marvel's character is just stone-faced, straight, like, I don't care and I don't give a fuck about nothing. And what really drives me fucking crazy is they were so worried about her having her powers and her emotions and letting her emotions take over. She's one of the most emotionless fucking characters I have ever seen portrayed on a fucking screen. She is stone-faced, not fucking like, or she has the same monotone every time she speaks. Even when she's angry, it's like, I'm angry now. It was like, what? How are you gonna sit there and talk about your fucking emotions and letting your emotions control her? Why? Because she's a female? Was that kind of tied into it? But the character, I could understand if you could see there's scenes where she's having emotion take over, but there's no fucking scenes like that. None of these scenes contain or show her going crazy with emotion. I don't understand that. It's really the structure of the movie, I think, that also really just threw me off, because we're kind of just like, we don't know who really Captain Marvel is, and we're just there with Captain Marvel. She's not Captain Marvel yet, but she has her power, she has all this shit, and she's doing stuff. It just kind of really makes this formula. I mean, I understand switching up formulas and stuff like that for movies can be great, but we're thrown right in at the beginning with her having everything. About 70% of the movie is when we start to figure out where she came from, how she got her powers, and all that shit. So it's kind of like role reversal in the sense most of the time you have this ordinary character, they have their powers and they find their purpose. This character is just really lost and confused, doesn't know what's going on, but she understands she has powers, she's being lied to, and then she's starting to piece the puzzle together. Then we find out why she has her powers, and then we have her confrontation, which I guess if you think about it isn't a bad formula, but the way this movie did it is like, honestly, when that movie started, I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? Who is this? Why is this happening? Nothing's fucking explained. You start off with all this just exposition thrown at you, and you don't know how to fucking put it together. The movie helps you put it into place, but as I'm seeing it at the first time when I was watching it, it was so overwhelming and overloading. I honestly just was like, what the fuck is all of this? The movie does put it into place, but it also at the same time, it feels like it takes so long to get there. So let's talk about some good things about this movie. Okay, Nick Fury, he's Nick Fury. You get to see a younger Nick Fury, which is pretty cool. Samuel Jackson's always a good time in pretty much any movie he's ever in. But so this takes place in the 90s, and from all the 90 pop references and how slow computers were, to landing in a blockbuster, to the car chases, just everything with this 90s feel about it was fucking, I loved it, man. It made me feel like I was a kid watching a movie in a movie like theater, like back in the 90s, with so many references and the world around it and the stores and Radio Shack. Just everything about that was really cool. I really like the setup and the atmosphere of this movie. I will say that the action and stuff was really, really good. I mean, most of the fighting scenes were fucking phenomenal, just as Marvel would probably make anything. But honestly, the ending scene, wow, I mean, that was fucking great. That was fucking phenomenal. Absolutely. I love the ending of it when she finally capitalizes on all her powers. That was fucking amazing. Her going, like, just fucking rushing through ships and blowing them up, and then fucking standing and staring at Ronan the Destroyer and going like this, just letting him know if he fucking makes a move, she's coming for that ass. That was pretty fucking dope. I honestly, you know, that I was thinking about it, there's not really a ton more things that I can say that I liked from this movie. The ending scene really got me. Nick Fury was a fun time. Seeing some of the agents from S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff like that working together, and you seeing them in their younger form. The setting was really great, but other than that, I mean, there's not really too much more I can say that I really liked from this movie. And Brie Larson's acting, it's like, I don't know, it's like every time I see her, I feel like she's staring off and just reading a cue card. You're not going to mess with me today. It's just like, I feel like she's so monotone and she's so boring. Like, she has no emphasis on what she's doing. It's like when we're fighting, it's like, oh, you punched me, now I'm gonna punch you back. Oh, you hit me, you messed up, now I'm gonna get you. It's not like there's no emphasis and action, and there's no emotion. That's the whole point. There's no emotion to her, and they keep telling her you can't have any emotion. Did anybody watch her during this movie? They should have just got some popcorn and watched it themselves and be like, what the fuck were we thinking, or what Jude Law was thinking? She has no emotion. She's emotionless. She has nothing, no charisma, nothing. She's just so monotone. Nick Fury did a good job, Samuel L. Jackson, but I do feel there was he was kind of the punching bag for the comedy stuff in this movie, and that was a little disappointing because Nick Fury is fucking awesome. But I didn't like how they kind of made him a punching bag a little bit for the comedy. Captain Marvel's best friend, she did okay. I think actually her acting was a lot better than fucking Brie Larson's. But Brie Larson, it just, like I said, her acting is just so monotone. It's like when she's addressed about something, like, not my problem. Is this Earth? Is this the Sector C59? What's your duties here? And she's so fucking boring. She is so fucking boring. And that's another best way I can kind of wrap up this movie. It was kind of boring. There was some good action stuff in there, but a lot of the exposition and stuff, like, I just didn't feel like I cared about it. I honestly felt like I'm only here because I want to know more about Captain Marvel in this cinematic Marvel universe, just so when it comes time for Endgame, now I know what the fuck is up because I know she's coming. So that's all this movie is. It's really just filler till you get to Endgame. And I really don't know if this movie was necessarily 100% needed. I mean, I guess people need to know, or if you don't know who Captain Marvel is before Endgame starts, I get it. But we come to see at the end of the Avengers when Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury has his pager and he drops it when he turns into fucking dust and ash and it's got Captain Marvel's symbol on it. We get to see how that's all set up. And of course, the ending scene at the end of the end credits, if it's Captain Marvel just showing up, they find Nick Fury's pager thing and they're like, what is this symbol and who is it calling? And all of a sudden all the power goes out and all of a sudden they're like, what is this? I want to know who's on the other end of that call. And then everybody just turns around, Captain America, Black Widow, and fucking Bruce Banner, and she's like, where's Fury? And that's where it ends. All this did was kind of show us where she got her powers from and shit like that. And I mean, I don't know. I just feel like this movie was fucking useless. It was absolutely useless. The very few small things that it had going for it, I don't think that it warranted a whole fucking Marvel movie. And I'm not saying that for any other reason than this movie was just fucking boring. The good things that it had going for it are completely eclipsed by all of the problems that it have. And that being even the most important part about it, it doesn't feel like a Marvel movie. It feels more like a DC movie with all just the angriness and monotone and, just, it didn't have that lighthearted, good feeling, weight of the world type of thing just Marvel movies do so well. They do so well. This movie does not do it. It does not do it at all. Honestly, that's all I really got on the movie. I really just wanted to come home and rant about it because that's kind of how I was feeling about it. I was kind of excited to see it. I knew there was some negativity going around it, and people, I didn't watch any reviews or anything like that. Things were just popping up, like people were unhappy with Captain Marvel, and I'm like, nah. That's probably because it's controversy bullshit. It's Marvel, man. Marvel's gonna fucking knock it out of the park. It's gonna be fucking great. I mean, if you're a huge fan of these Marvel movies, you kind of have to go and see it because everyone's gonna want to see Endgame, and I think that it does make sense for you to watch it. It's just unfortunate that out of everything they've done this far, this movie kind of blows it. Kind of sucks. But there are, like I said, there are a few redeeming qualities, but nothing crazy. If you're planning on seeing Endgame, you're gonna have to watch this one. That's just how it is. Can you skip it? I guess you could, but I think you would regret not seeing it and then seeing Endgame, especially if you're all into like the Marvel movies like most of us are nowadays. You kind of have to see this one. I do feel that anybody, even Marvel fan or not, or if you're just a fan of the Marvel movies in regard, I think you're going to be a little disappointed with this one. Like I said, I would rank it, even after everything that I said, I think that I would still rank it above Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming was such a fucking huge disappointment and pissed me off to no fucking end. But I do think that I would rank this one a little bit higher than Spider-Man Homecoming, which isn't saying much. So these are my thoughts / review / rant on Marvel's Captain Marvel. Hope you all enjoyed. Maybe you have some different thoughts. If you do, let me know. I'm curious to see what other people are thinking about it, but this is kind of how I thought about it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you out over the next one. Later.